Non-binary pals, today we have a video. Now, I want to make it very clear, okay? I know that people will comment on this video and say, I don't like videos about the drama. So I want to make it clear to the people that are going to comment that this is probably going to be really kind of drama-y of a video. So if you don't want to watch this, totally fine. You can click off and we're all good to go, okay? But that's what we're talking about today. So just be ready, okay? So this is going to be a video kind of responding to this video that was made by Unnatural Vegan, where she talks about D'Angelo Wallace is wrong about that vegan teacher. So a little bit of backstory, because I think it's important for those of you guys that have no idea who these people are. So if you don't know who D'Angelo Wallace is, he is a very, very popular commentary-based channel here on YouTube. He talks about a wide array of topics. Unnatural Vegan, she is also a commentary-based channel here on YouTube. She does more vegan-related things, obviously. I also do like her videos. Usually a lot of her points are very good. And I'm like, yo, these are some good, like she usually has some very middle of the road, like, hey, like, let's be real about this stuff. And I think she normally does a pretty good job of sharing her opinions. And I'm like, yo, this is a pretty good opinion. I can agree with this. Okay, and then the last person in this trilogy, this triad, is that vegan teacher. So for those of you guys that might not know who this is, she is a vegan woman on TikTok that intentionally, from what I understand, makes very like cringy videos, and they're kind of ham-fisted and very just over the top. And she says some really, for lack of a better term, problematic stuff. Okay, so you guys understand, D'Angelo Wallace made a video about that. He made a couple videos about her, but he made a couple videos about her, and Shwazy, I believe is the name of Unnatural Vegan, kind of wanted to respond to that. Okay, so this video is 30 minutes long, and we're not going to watch the whole thing, okay? Just, we're not, because for the most part, the things that I want to talk about happen in about the first 10 minutes, okay? So let's just get into it, and then we'll kind of go a little bit deeper. But again, D'Angelo Wallace is wrong about that vegan teacher. So let's go ahead and play the video.
But yeah, she's calling out the online LGBTQ community. It's not how I would do it, but she's not wrong. This is part 2 in my kind of That Vegan Teacher series, I guess. Part 1 was a response to iNabber, his video responding to That Vegan Teacher, responding to him, responding to the whole Tommy Innit stuff. This is a response to D'Angelo Wallace, his video responding to That Vegan Teacher, some, random videos of hers, and the Tommy Innit stuff. So here we go. So now D'Angelo Wallace. So here's his video, also pretty clickbait title, lives a double life. No, it's literally another character she does. We'll get to that in a minute.
The first point
Man, hey, come on. We all play the YouTube game. Let's be real here. Come on.
want to talk about when it comes to looking at her TikToks, the fact that she seems to think non-vegans are evil.
Jesus is vegan now and God is too. If you want to get to heaven, you better be vegan too.
Apparently, Jesus and God are vegan. I'm starting with this one because to me, this is very satire-y.
He believes it's satire, but also that she's honestly saying non-vegans are evil? What? Which is it?
My girlfriend is a vegetarian, but at least that's better than eating meat. And this was that vegan teacher's response.
It's not good enough just to be vegetarian. Not even close. Somebody who drinks milk, eats cheese, and eats yogurt is paying for murder. You need to stop lying to yourself and dump her.
Not only is she advising that this person dumps their girlfriend, she also included this little caption where it says, "Don't date abusive people."
I mean, technically, yeah, supporting abusive animals is abusive. The dairy industries, the egg industry, very abusive. But yeah, it's clickbaity, it's intentionally provocative. That's her brand. Is it bad advocacy? In this case, I feel like probably a lot of people go vegetarian before going vegan.
So the thing here that stuck out to me, because I actually already watched this video, which is one of the few times that I actually did. The thing that stuck out to me most, and I think people will be able to see, maybe maybe you won't. I don't know. But the thing that I noticed was normally Unnatural Vegan is very good at being like, hey, like she's very like middle of the road with being like, I agree with what this person might be saying, but like, holy smokes, this is like a terrible way to say it. The person that I think of, most popular person probably is like Freely, right? Like she's always like, Freely, I don't agree with what she says. She's like always kind of pushing against what she is saying. And it seems like in this video, she is more about trying to almost defend what this woman, that vegan teacher, is saying. And again, we'll get into more of the stuff later, but that's the thing that I noticed. It was a little bit interesting to me.
It's hard to go vegan all at once. And even if they never go vegan, vegetarian is still a huge step in the right direction and something that should be celebrated, in my opinion. It's still a huge break from the norm. And don't tell random strangers to dump their partners. Like, aside from extreme cases like they're being beaten or something, just don't do that. Just because someone asks you a question doesn't mean you have to answer it.
This person's girlfriend, according to them, literally is already vegetarian. I thought her mission was to turn people vegan, but if we're like abandoning them, how is that gonna turn anybody vegan?
100%. Well said.
Are gay people going to heaven?
Gay people are going to hell.
So is it true? Are gay people going to hell? Bing! Ah!
First she's talking about LGBT, and then we're randomly shoved into veganism. Except I guess she's just going from For You page to For You page.
That's literally all she's doing. Like I said before, it's the shotgun approach. She's trying anything and everything to get eyes on the footage that exposes the animal agriculture industry for what it really is.
So I know where this is coming from. So it's basically kind of talking about how any kind of like the whole publicity thing, right? Any publicity is good publicity. We've all publicity. Geez, we've all heard that saying a million times. I don't really know how much I would say. I feel like a lot of vegans would be like, I really don't like when people are like Freely or when they're like that vegan teacher, because it really does put a bad stigma for a lot of other vegans. Again, I'm not vegan, so I guess I can't talk from personal experience, but I would assume like that's how I feel about people in the fitness industry that sell garbage plans, or people in the weight loss industry that promote garbage things for weight loss. Like, I don't like that because it makes me look bad, and I don't want to look bad. Is that selfish? Maybe, but like, those are, I'm surprised that she's not more against it. But again, whatever. Everyone's different.
She's made it pretty clear that she's not a bigot. Most vegans are not bigots. Just the fact that she's not avoiding viral videos that are focused on, like, LGBTQ issues doesn't really mean anything.
Vegan phobia on this app is very strong. And if we can get rid of racism here, and we can get rid of homophobia, surely we can get rid of the cruelty that animal rights activists are exposed to on a regular basis.
She got tagged in a video that she didn't like and immediately compared it to racism, homophobia, and sexism. Clearly you have never experienced racism. If your first thought is, hey, this is just like racism, being vegan is definitely a choice. It's definitely not on the same level as other forms of bigotry.
Have you experienced vegan phobia? If not, does that disqualify you from talking about it? Because if it does, what is the point of this? Vegans are well known as being a hated group, and while it has finally become socially unaccepted, at least in most like developed parts of the world, to express like anti-gay sentiment, expressing hatred of vegans is not only acceptable, but like actively cheered on by a lot of people, including within the social justice movement. There are still people calling for social justice and devaluing animals and ridiculing and shaming those who are driven to speak on their behalf.
Being vegan is definitely a choice. It's definitely not on the same level as other forms of bigotry.
Veganism is a choice, sure, and that obviously makes it different from racism and sexism. But homophobia? Having that orientation isn't a choice, but obviously being in a gay relationship is a choice.
Okay. This is the take that, this is the take that I was like, what? So I was confused. I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw this, I was like, I was a little, I don't want to say I was like heated, but I was just like, the cringe in me, I was like, oh, why would you say it like that? Why would you say it like that? Okay, so I actually commented on this video already. And I said, oh, no, no, no. Veganism does not equal being gay. Now, I want to say, oh, I didn't show you guys that, but I commented right here. So I said, oh, no, no, no. Veganism does not equal being gay. And so what it seems like, and again, I'm trying to understand and get it, because a lot of people are like, well, she's not saying that, she's saying this. So they're not trying. So apparently, I think what she is trying to say is that it doesn't equate to the same thing. But the fact that you can be gay and choose to, I guess, just be single for the rest of your life because you don't want to be hated on for being gay is the same as like a choice you would make, or similar to the choice you would make to be being vegan. Now, I understand what she is trying to say, right? Where it's like, no, I'm not saying that being vegan is the same exact thing as being gay, because she also says that she thinks that being gay isn't a choice, which at least we're there, which thank God, that's a good thing. I agree with that. But the way that she phrased it after that, it just, I don't think that she was trying to be like sound the way that she sounded. But dude, like, it is so, again, like the take is just so cold, man. Like, or hot, I guess. It's like, okay, let's keep going. But that's the biggest point of contention in this video that a lot of people have.
Even the most conservative evangelical out there will acknowledge that humans have desires, and sometimes they're homosexual ones, and they'll say to repress it and marry a woman anyway. God's testing you or whatever, or it's Satan's influence, that sort of shit. Again, sexual orientation isn't a choice, but that's not what these bigots, that's not what these Christians are going after. That's not what they're calling sinful. They're calling gay sex, gay relationships, sinful. And more specifically, the unrepentant action. This is where they are able to justify the actions of some of their anti-gay pastors, right? Who are caught in a gay brothel or whatever, right? No, 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 that's different from the man who's out and out gay and in a full-on relationship. I'm an atheist. I don't believe any of this, and I think homophobia is wrong regardless, whether you're talking about choice or not. But it really suggests that he is just not very familiar with the opposition by saying that homophobia is not related to choice. But let's ignore that.
Oh my gosh, dude. It's just, like, I don't even know what to say, man. Like, why? Why would you try and make these things equal or try and compare them? Dude, I thought I would be more prepared for this because I've watched this video already, but I'm still, like, I'm shocked at how bad of a take this is. Why would you think that this is a good thing to say? Like, oh my gosh.
Let's just pretend that homophobes really do go after the urge. That's what they hate, is the sexual orientation part. Okay, what about religious bigotry? Religion is even more of a choice. People change their religions all the time, moving from one to another, or becoming atheist, or even atheist to Christian or whatever. It's very much a choice.
She very much frames it as a choice to be oppressed. Just listen.
LGBTQ, we support you, but if you don't like oppression, why the f aren't you vegan yet?
How is that not a red flag?
She's talking about oppression of animals, of non-human animals within animal agriculture. You support oppression of others by buying those products. If categorically you don't like oppression, then why are you supporting oppression? Isn't that hypocritical? She's still pro-gay rights because it's the right thing to do, even if some gay people won't acknowledge and change their behavior when it comes to animals. But yeah, she's calling out the online LGBTQ community. It's not how I would do it, but she's not wrong.
So one comment said,
okay, so that is like the main contention that is with this video. Now, I don't know if this is weird to do, but D'Angelo actually commented on this video. Oh, you know what? He might have deleted it. That's too bad. I know that he did at some point, and it looks like it's not. Oh, here we go. It's right here. Okay, good. So D'Angelo actually commented on this video, and he said that he's not going to make a video, but he kind of ended up going over all of the things that he disagrees with what she has to say. Now, again, I don't really want to go. We're not going to watch this whole video. I'm sorry. We're not going to watch a 33-minute video. But I kind of wanted to highlight some of the things that he says in his comment up until the point that we watched. Okay. And so this is it right here. So this is D'Angelo Wallace's account. He has the little check mark and everything. Okay. So he says right here, I am not making a response video to this because I'm not going to subject my viewers to yet another That Vegan Teacher theme video, but I can definitely respond to your main points since I'm here. 349. Have you experienced vegan phobia? If not, does that disqualify you from talking about it? Because if it does, what is the point of this? I never said that not experiencing racism disqualifies you from speaking about it, though. It disqualifies you from speaking over those who do, which happens not just overtly, but by things like entering the conversation and comparing it to your own problems that have nothing to do with your race, etc., especially when no one discriminates you based on your race or sexuality or gender in the first place. I think one of the biggest problems with trying to say that, like, I'm not saying that she says that they're the same, but trying to compare veganism to, like, race is that veganism, for the most part, you can, like, not say anything and no one will ever know you're vegan. Like, if you're a black dude, you're a black dude. Like, you can't just be like, not black today. Like, it doesn't work like that, right? So that's why I think people are upset. And again, I'm not saying that I think she is saying this is exactly the same, but even to, like, try and make it similar is just so silly. It'd be like me. It would be like me, because so many people hate on CrossFit, and I have to deal with CrossFit phobia so much, and they always make fun of me for liking CrossFit. I'd be like, dude, the oppression that I feel is kind of similar to the oppression that a black guy feels, because people really don't like CrossFit, and they're mean about it to me. Like, dude. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, and then the next one, vegans are well known as a hated group, and while it has finally become socially unacceptable in most developed parts of the world to express anti-gay sentiment, expressing hatred for vegans is not only accepted but actively cheered on. See my last point, you did the exact thing I pointed out. Veganism is a choice, sure, but that obviously makes it different from racism and sexism. But homophobia? And he says, no, stop. Please do not go on to imply that LGBT people get discriminated against based on choices that they've made. This can't be real. There's no way you're about to do that. Having that orientation isn't a choice, but obviously being in a gay relationship is a choice. Congratulations. You have just adopted thoroughly homophobic rhetoric to make a point about veganism, which is the exact behavior I was calling out on that vegan teacher. And the last one that we got to, I don't believe any of this, and I think homophobia is wrong regardless whether you're talking about choice or not. But it really suggests that he is not very familiar with the opposition. By saying that homophobia is not related to choice, it sounds like you're not familiar with the definition of homophobia at all, though. Oxford via Google says it's dislike or prejudice against gay people. Gay people is referring to their orientation that they can't change. Full stop. To imply that it has anything to do at all, that has anything at all to do with choice is wrong. So, again, like I said, I know it was going to be, it's kind of a drama thing. And again, the video is much longer. If you guys want to watch the whole thing, feel free. I just don't. I'm sorry. I just don't want to go over a 30-minute video. But that was the really bad take. Yeah. I don't know about this one, man. I do not know about this one.